Hi there, Miranda Alt here with Keller Williams Success Real Estate and the Miranda Alt team with your Monday market update for Monday, March 20th, 2023. Thanks for watching. Happy first day of spring. We've got a little bit of sunshine out there today. It's still pretty chilly, but we're on the up and up with our weather, so that's always a good thing, and that is always helpful for our spring market as well. Something about the weather just really makes people want to buy houses. So quick look at your Montgomery County statistics for the last 7 days. We had 121 new listings hit the market. We had 145 go under contract. Still way more houses going under contract than we had newly listed. We had 91 closed sales. We had 29 price changes, and we have 40 currently on the private network. These are all just Montgomery County numbers, and a lot of the headlines that you'll see do not take into account local markets. They're really talking about national markets. So that's something to consider when you're reading some of the headlines that are out there right now, especially the ones about prices coming down, because we just really are not seeing prices come down very much here in the Midwest, especially. Now, when you're talking about California, some of those markets have come down. San Francisco's come down a little bit, but it's a totally different ballgame out there. So we are still seeing prices hold steady. They're not going crazy like they did last spring, but we're also only in March. We really are going to be seeing what's going to happen more in May is when we're going to really be determining what's happening with our spring market. So as of right now, we are not really seeing price reductions. We are not seeing market time increase very often. Most of the homes are going under contract very, very rapidly. We are seeing multiple offers on most properties that have hit the market. I had a home go on the market last week. We had 2 offers over the weekend. We had an open house with probably at least 10 people come through. Very, very busy open houses. Every open house that I've seen has been very well attended. So we have a very active buyer market. What we don't have is enough homes to sell still. So there's a couple different things. My assistant and I were talking today about, what's going on with Gen Zers or the Millennials and the baby boomers. We've got an aging population, and boy, wouldn't those people be selling their houses and moving into either assisted living or into more retirement communities. And a lot of them are choosing not to. What we're seeing is a lot of that older population is choosing to stay in their home, especially if it's paid off. They don't have a lot of incentive. They like their home. It was maybe their dream home. It's the home that their children and their grandchildren are now coming back to for holidays. So they don't have a huge incentive to sell their home, especially when markets that they would be moving to, the warmer climates, are very, very expensive. Look at what has happened to Florida over the last 5 years. It has gotten extremely expensive to move to Florida. So that just might not be a possibility for people anymore. And that is encouraging or, prolonging our inventory issue. Some people are hoping that the builders will take up some of this demand and be able to provide homes for people, but that is usually a few years out. So for a home builder to decide that they are going to develop a new development, it usually takes at least 2 to 3 years for that to happen, between getting the permits, doing the development of the roads and the infrastructure that it takes to build a development like that. It takes a couple of years. So if there are builders out there that are going to start building more homes in the Midwest, we're not going to see the completion of those homes and actually being someplace that somebody could actually move into for quite some time. So that's not going to help us very much right now. The biggest problem we have is we have too many household formations. And we've talked about this before. What is a household formation? A household formation is when, Billy decides that it's time to move out of mom and dad's house and go get his own house. That is a household formation. Me selling my home and buying another home is not a household formation. That does not impact inventory at all. I'm buying a home and I'm selling a home. So when it comes to inventory, we still have low inventory. We're anticipating we're going to be in this situation for a while. Another population of people that might be normally thinking about moving might be somebody who's currently locked in at 2% interest rate, and they don't really want to move and take on a 7% interest rate. Now, I'm going to change directions for just a second. What is the main reason why people move? It is not financial. Now, while we always want people to make a good financial decision, and financials are certainly something that comes into play, it is not the primary reason that people move. People move because of the 3 Ds: divorce, diapers, and death. This is just, it's life changes. Those are the reasons that people move. They move because they had another baby and their house is too small, or they got divorced and they need to split and have two, they have to sell their marital home and get two different homes. Somebody dies and now you've got one person trying to take care of a home that's too big or whatever it is. Those are the main reasons that people move. They got a job transfer. It's life changes. That's why people move. It's not because of financial situations. It's not because the interest rate is great. I had people I remember this a couple of years ago, I had people calling me and saying, Miranda, we can get a great rate on our house, or we can get a great price on our house and rates are so low. Should we move? And I said, do you want to move? And they said, no. I said, then don't move. That is the most ridiculous reason to move ever. I said, don't do that. I personally love my home. I'm not going to move anytime soon. This is my first home and it will be my last home. I will die here. I don't have any interest in moving. I like my home. I don't feel the need to downsize. And I think a lot of people are in that same boat and that's why they're not moving. Now, on the flip side, I have friends who have come up to me and said, Miranda, I really think I want a bigger house. We have 2 kids now. We really want to have a lot of kids. We want some land. We want to have chickens. We want to have, all of these things. And they don't have any of that right now. And I'm like, yeah, you should move. Even if interest rates are 7%, I don't care. You should move. Can you afford it? Is it a good financial decision for you? Then move. That is more the conversation that we're having. So keep in mind, I sometimes bring it back to this. When I'm trying to make a decision sometimes in a day, should I go to the gym at noon or should I take my son to lunch? And I know that might sound crazy to you. The obvious answer is a parent. It's not always easy for me to make those decisions. Sometimes I'm like, but I really got to get to the gym today. And I'm very dedicated. Some of you know that I go 6 days a week, 5 to 6 days a week religiously. And sometimes I really have to bring it down to, what am I going to remember in 10 years? What's going to be the most important thing? Is it going to be that I went and had lunch with my son, or is it going to be that I went to the gym for another day? Obviously, going to lunch with my son is the obvious answer. But sometimes I do have to break it down like that. So it's the same thing with a house. In 10 years, are you going to remember the rate that you locked in at, or are you going to remember that you bought your dream house? So sometimes we got to think about in perspective, what is the most important decision for us? If you want to buy, a lot of people out there are saying, there's nothing to buy, there's nothing to buy. That's not true. There are homes to buy. I have buyers that are buying their dream home and they're so excited. I have a buyer that I was talking to today. She bought in the fall and she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I bought my home. I cannot believe that we even considered not buying my home. Because here's the reality. If you're waiting for more homes to come on the market, you could potentially be waiting 3 years or more. We do not anticipate that we are going to have a fair and balanced market. Remember, a fair and balanced market is 4 to 6 months inventory. We only have 1 month's inventory right now. A fair and balanced market is not next year. It's probably not even the year after that. We're talking maybe 3 years away. Now, another factor that's coming into play is inflation. We are in a recession and we are heading into probably a worse recession through the end of this year. However, recessions don't usually last more than a year. And housing typically does well in a recession. And right now, how are we going to have prices go down when we only have 1 house for every 4 buyers? Prices are not going to go down in that kind of a situation, even if interest rates are 7%. Now, will there be less buyers that are in the market? Sure. The interest rates going up is going to deter some buyers, but it's not going to deter all the buyers. And as we are still seeing, prices are still holding very strong. Most homes are selling for at list price or above. We are still seeing multiple offers in most cases. Not every case. It's definitely, the interest rates have definitely had an effect on the prices and on the market, but it hasn't had the effect that a lot of people are thinking, where all of a sudden we're going to get all this inventory and all of a sudden rates are going to come down and it's going to be hunky-dory. But it is still a good market. If you are looking for a home, if you're motivated and you want to find a home, trust me, we'll help you find something. There are homes that are hitting the market. There are good homes that are hitting the market. They're selling very quickly, and a lot of them are having multiple offers, but you can get a home if you are interested and you are committed to finding a home. I guarantee that I can help you find the right home for you. It's not that nothing is hitting the market. It's just you have to be ready to go when it hits. That's pretty much what it comes down to. So if you have any questions or if you need any help with finding a home, please call me. I'm at 815-529-0777. I'm Miranda Alt with Keller Williams Success Real Estate and the Miranda Alt team. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.